Please roll.
Hello everyone, welcome to Learn with Cher. Today we are going to clear up one very common economics confusion, the difference between demand and quantity demanded. Well, if students mix these two up, they can lose easy marks in the exam. Students, are these two the same thing, demand and quantity demanded? No, they are related, but they are not exactly the same thing. And today, you will see exactly why. First, let's start with a very simple word, quantity. So what is quantity? It means the amount or the number of something. For example, if there are 25 students in a class, we will say quantity of student is 25. So quantity is simply a number, nothing complicated yet. Now, let's move to quantity demanded. Quantity demanded means the amount of a product consumers are willing and able to buy at a given price at a given time. Okay, so here, please focus on three things: one product, one price, one time. For example, if 50 AirPods are demanded at a price of $129, we will say the quantity demanded is 50 when the price is $129. So quantity demanded is very specific. It is one amount at one particular price. So now let's look at demand schedule. A demand schedule is a table that shows, well, what is the quantity demanded at different price level. So you look at a table at $100, the quantity demanded is $3,000, $150, quantity demanded is $2,005, and the list go on. So what is the pattern? What pattern do we see? Do you notice that as price goes up, the quantity demanded goes down? As price goes down, the quantity demanded goes up. Well, this is a very important relationship. Now, let's move on to a bigger idea, demand. Demand is the willingness and ability of consumers to buy a product at different prices over a period of time. Okay, this is very, very important because demand is not just a number. Demand is the whole relationship between the price and quantity demanded, as the table you see earlier, right? So demand is the entire curve. Demand is the whole curve where we can see the x-axis is quantity demanded and the price is on the y-axis. And it is going downwards, it shows a negative relationship. So now let's compare them directly. Quantity demanded is a specific amount and a specific price. So for example, if the price is $200, well, can you recall from the table 1.0 earlier, what is the quantity demanded? So the quantity demanded is 2,000. That is just one point. But demand includes all the quantity demanded at all the different prices in the schedule. So demand is bigger. Quantity demanded is just one part of the demand. So a good way to remember this: quantity demanded is just one point, while the demand is the whole curve. So now let's make a difference even clearer. When demand changes, the whole curve shifts. And when quantity demanded changes, we move along the same curve. So there are two different ideas here. A shift of the whole curve means demand has changed. Let's repeat. A shift of the whole demand curve means demand has changed, while a movement from one point to another on the same curve means quantity demanded has changed. Also remember this: a change in demand is caused by non-price factors, while a change in quantity demanded is caused by the product's own price. If you recall the demand schedule earlier, why the quantity demanded changed? Because of the price has changed. This distinction is very important in exam. So, price goes down, the quantity demanded goes up. If the price goes up, the quantity demanded goes down. Please notice my wordings carefully. I say quantity demanded change. I didn't say price goes down, demand goes up. Because a change in a price causes a movement along the curve, not a shift on the curve. So let's practice one more times. When price changes, it will affect the quantity demanded. So in conclusion, when the price goes down, the quantity demanded goes up. When the price goes up, the quantity demanded goes down. This is what I said earlier. We don't say price down, demand up. Now, let's look at a real example of a cinema ticket. Suppose the price falls from $12 to $8. So you look at the graph at $12, the tickets sold 100. At $8, 180 tickets are sold. So what has changed here? Only the price changed because the price fell and the quantity demanded went up. So this is a change in quantity demanded. And also on the graph, this is a movement along the same demand curve. Same curve. So this is a key idea. Now, look at these changes. It's slightly different from what we saw earlier. This is a change in demand. We say a change in demand when a non-price factors change. Non-price factors. And to remember these factors, we use some abbreviation. HISAGEW, HISAGEW. H stands for habit, fashion, taste. I stands for income. S stands for substitutes and complements. A stands for advertising. And G stands for government policy. E stands for economic outlook. And W stands for weather. So these factors can change how much customers want to buy at every price level. So when that happens, the whole demand curve shifts. That means the demand has changed. So let's take one of the example I, income. So when income has increased in the country, so the overall demand will increase even though the product is priced at the same level. So look at the graph. It's the same price level, but when the incomes of consumer has increased, the quantity demanded will increase. So the curve shift. Now, let's test ourselves with some real life examples. So look at the first one. The bubble tea goes from $5 to $7. Well, it's more expensive, so fewer cups are bought. Remember the keywords? Price. So fewer cups are bought, and this is a change in quantity demanded. Look at the cinema tickets fell from $12 to $8 while it is cheaper. So more tickets are sold. Again, this is a change in quantity demanded. Coffee, let's say cafe, they organize and launch a happy hour. So when we say happy hour, it means it is cheaper. So more cups of coffee are bought because the price is lower. And this is also a change in quantity demanded. So the all on the left side is a movement along the demand curve. Now look at the other side. If let's say there's a heat wave and more ice cream is sold, the quantity demanded increase is not because of the price has lowered, it's because of the weather. So this is a change in demand. But the second example is let's say an influencers make a product goes viral and there are many people want to buy it. So this is about habit, fashion, taste. So this is a change in demand. Well, the last example, when people get a pay rise, they can afford to buy more. There is an increase in income. So there is an increase in demand. Well, let's have a look at the exam style question. If the question asks about a change caused by price, you should think quantity demanded. If the question asks about a change caused by income, advertising, taste, another non-price factor, you should think demand. So this will help you to choose the correct term. Look at this question. On the graph, there is price changes. So what is the answer? The price has increased from P1 to P2, causing the quantity demanded reduced from Q1 to Q2. So there is a decrease in quantity demanded due to an increase in price. Yes, 8 is the answer. Now look at exam style question 2. The price, there's only one demand curve, and the price has decreased from P1 to P2. The quantity demanded has increased from Q1 to Q2. So why did the quantity demanded, do you spot the keywords, move from Q1 to Q2? Because of the price, and we need to choose from the answers which one give you a hint of price. Coffees became cheaper, incomes rose in the US, there was a successful advertising campaign, the price of substitutes coffee rose. So some students may be confused between A and D because both are related to price, right? So the correct answer is A. When coffees became cheaper, the quantity demanded will increase. For D, the price of substitute for coffee rose. That one is actually called non-price factors because this is related to substitutes. So now, before we wrap up, let's compare these two phrases clearly one more time. Increase in demand versus increase in quantity demanded. So when we say increase in demand, means more of a product is wanted at the same price due to other factors, Hisagyu, Hisagew. The whole demand curve will shift to the right. This happens when non-price factors has changed. For example, income rises, taste change, or advertising is successful. All right, now look at the right side, increase in quantity demanded. I hope this is already in your mind when you heard the word increase in quantity demanded or decrease in quantity demanded is all related to price of the product itself, right? So this means more of a product is bought because the price has fallen. The curve did not shift while we move along the same demand curve. So please remember this. Increase in demand, same price, but new quantity demanded. While for increase in quantity demanded, there is a new price and there's a new quantity demanded. Now, let's recap these three key ideas. Number one, when we say demand, it is talking about the whole curve. Number two, quantity demanded is just one point on the curve. And number three, price changes move. Other factors shift. Let's say it one more time together. Price changes move. Other factors shift. If this helped you, please like, subscribe, and save this lesson for your revision. And I will see you in the next one. You may leave a comment and tell me which topic you would like me to explore or the confusions that you have, and I can explain it for you. Bye.